The COVID-19 pandemic brings with it a lot of emotional reaction, predominantly anxiety. We often wonder, is there a way following which I can reduce this constant feeling of being on the edge, feeling anxious all the time? And wait, is it possible by any chance to prevent anxiety in the first place from happening? Is it really possible? We have so many of these questions and we are constantly looking for credible sources from where we can get guidance, support, and help during these distressing times. And with the objective of seeking answers to these questions and a lot of other questions, I approached my dear friend Dr. Michael Mantell, who is one of the most sought after behavioral science experts in the world. And guess what? He was gracious enough to answer all the questions that I asked him with a lot of patience and love. Dr. Michael Mantell is based in San Diego, California, United States of America. Dr. Mantell earned his Ph.D. from the University of Pennsylvania. You know, Dr. Mantell has achieved so much in his life that for a person like me, it is difficult to even memorize all of that. So I will have to take the help from this sheet of paper and let you know what all he has done in his life. He is listed among the top 25 business speakers in Successful Meetings magazine and is named by Greatest.com among the 100 most influential people in health and fitness. He has achieved so much in his life that in case I start reading out this paper to you, I think we are going to spend hours. So I am including his bio in the description section for you all to check out. So in this video, Dr. Mantell will not just share important strategies to deal with anxiety, but he will also share some pointers with us to deal with the current pandemic situation better from a mental health perspective. So please watch the video till the end and do share if you find it useful. Thank you so much, Dr. Mantell, for joining us and taking out your valuable, precious time to speak with all of us and to enlighten us with your knowledge.
Well, it's an honor. It's a privilege. I am so overwhelmed by your gracious invitation. I just thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. So my first question to you is that I think you will agree with me that this COVID pandemic is a very distressing time for most of us, if not all of us. So it brings many emotional reactions, especially anxiety. So can you talk to us about anxiety? Tell us how we should work to reduce it, and is it possible for us to prevent it altogether? So please share your insights.
Very good question. Let's begin by understanding the big picture. Some research done a while ago looked at the general population in America and in New Delhi. I looked at some data in New Delhi as well. We know that about 18% of the American population has some sort of anxiety disorder every year. And over the course of a lifetime, about a third of the population in America will suffer with anxiety. In New Delhi, at least in 2017, the last I saw the data, about 14.3% of the total population were suffering from some kind of a mental disorder. About 1 in 7 folks suffered from varying degrees of depression or anxiety. What am I saying? I'm saying that it's not the big pandemic that many people think. In other words, we all have feelings of anxiety. Now, in other research that have looked at people's reaction to trauma, about 65% of people will show minimal psychological symptoms. So that means that, again, that roughly, 2/3 of the people are not going to have problems necessarily. So what I want to say is that anxiety is a thinking disorder.
Right.
What you, Dr. Kapoor, and myself focus on is helping people disturb themselves less in order to live healthier and happier. If you think about this, anxiety is a disorder that I call a going to disorder. Going to.
Right.
It's a future disorder. We tell
Absolutely.
ourselves very specific things
Yeah.
about something that is going to happen. Oh no! We make a prediction.
Yeah.
It's a predictive disorder. Nobody has a crystal ball.
Right.
But people who have anxiety,
Yeah.
they think they have a crystal ball, and their crystal ball is always predicting horrible, terrible, awful things that are going to happen. Get it?
Absolutely. This is so true. And this feels so real at that time. Like people with anxiety, whatever they envision and whatever they think is going to happen, this is their truth in the moment.
Right. Now, so we also know that people who have anxiety have four specific thoughts. One, they demand, not prefer, not I'd wish, I'd like, but they insist. They demand, insist, and expect. D, demand. I, insist. E, expect. What does D-I-E spell? I. Okay, so number one, they demand that life be different, that they be different, and that other people should treat them differently.
Right.
People who have anxiety also, number two, believe that what is going to happen is going to be a horror. It's going to be terrible and awful. Maybe it's just going to be bad, not horrible. Number three, they tend to believe that they will not be able to tolerate it. They can't stand it. Oh, this is going to be horrible and I can't stand it. Not true. They just don't like it. And the fourth thing that they do is that they personalize. Someone told me yesterday, I am a mess. A mess? This is a neurosurgeon. And she said to me, I'm a mess. I said, I don't think so. So people who have anxiety think in these extreme, rigid, inflexible, irrational ways.
Right.
It gives us the secret of how to unpack, unfold, get rid of anxiety, and how to prevent it.
Yeah.
We'd much rather prevent than repair.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
We'd rather put a fence up at the top of the hill than an ambulance at the bottom of the hill. Right? So what I want people to do is to think about this.
Yeah.
And please interrupt me because I can keep talking.
I am mesmerized. This is actually so therapeutic for me also at some level that I am listening to you as if you are curing me.
Well, we all do this. So number one, think about your thoughts as being in the green zone, the yellow zone, or the red zone.
Right.
The green zone means I have some healthy, negative feelings. I'm concerned about how this interview is going to go.
Yeah.
Our son is having knee surgery right now as we speak. I'm concerned that it go well, but I don't have anxiety. I'm not creating worry. It must go well. It's none of that. So when you have a thought, the first thing to ask yourself is very important. What am I thinking that's making me feel this way?
Right.
Ask yourself if you're demanding, if you're thinking it's going to be awful, if you're telling yourself you won't be able to tolerate it, and that it's all your fault. If you hear yourself saying that, if you catch that, then challenge those thoughts. Are these thoughts true? No. And then change them. I wish it were going to happen differently. It's not going to be good. It's bad. I'm not going to like it. It's going to be difficult. But I'll handle it. That means you're keeping your thoughts in the green zone, not letting them go all the way to the anxiety zone.
Right. And I would quote you. You use the terms awfulizing and terribilizing. This is something that we should try and refrain from.
Exactly. The name of my last book is called The Link is What You Think. And that means that if you're thinking about something in a way that's demanding, awfulizing, terribilizing, catastrophizing, I can't stand it, I'm no good, I promise you, you're thinking yourself into misery.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So then, as I told you, as I was just telling you before the interview, that I'm an ardent fan, a follower, and I have read a lot of things that you often write about. So you often talk about 3 building blocks to better handle the anxiety. And you especially emphasize on our ability to rebound from a sense of failure. And this sense of failure, deep failure, we are experiencing a lot because of the current pandemic situation. So can you please share those strategies with us so that we can better handle the situation?
Absolutely. I'll share them with you this way. Think about these 3 sentences. Number 1, I am. Number 2, I have. And number 3, I can.
Yeah.
The way we finish those sentences in our mind, I am successful. I am intelligent. I am a victor. I am talented. Or I'm a loser. I'm not very smart. I'm not successful. That determines a lot. The words we use are like sending out magnets. I'm a loser. I promise you, you'll find loser experiences. I can succeed. I can learn this. I can do this. I can overcome this. Or I can do nothing well. I can't. I asked a client of mine on the phone just before this visit, this session now. I said, so tell me what went right this last week. He said, well, I missed 2 classes.
Yeah.
I said, whoa, wait. You started by telling me what you didn't do.
Yeah.
That's your mindset.
Wow.
And the third is, I have.
Right.
I have talent. I have skill. I have support. I have ability. Or I have nothing. I have nothing to offer people. I have nothing good to help people with. You decide, I am, I have, or I can.
Yeah.
People who have resilience, the ability to bounce back, they have a sense of hope and trust in the world. They have the ability, they believe that they have the ability to tolerate pain.
Yeah.
If I can share a quick study with you, I don't know how we're doing this time, but they asked 30,000 people. 30,000 people. This is a big study, Dr. Kapoor. How many of you have stress? How bad is your stress? And do you think it's harmful?
Yeah.
Simple. Do you have stress? How bad is it? Do you think it's harmful? 10 years later, 10 years later, they surveyed that group. What they found was there was a 43% connection to those who had high stress and death. But here's the good news. That only held amongst those who believed stress was harmful. If they told themselves, I have high stress, but I don't think it's harmful, they had the lowest risk of death.
Wow.
You have stress and challenge in your life? Tell yourself, I'm successful. I have the ability to overcome it. I can do this. And you will.
Wow.
Words are magnets. They send out and they attract back.
Wow.
People who have the ability to bounce back, to overcome, they have the ability to, they have a support system. They are physically active. They eat well. They sleep well. But they interpret every experience through optimistic lenses.
Wow. This is so insightful, and this is amazing that it is not the stress which is our enemy, it is the perception that stress is something horrible and oh my God, I have to get rid of this. So Dr. Mantell, you often talk about the mind workout to build the mental muscle. So would you please kindly elaborate on that?
We know that you can't build any muscle, unless the mind muscle is working well. And not just well, but optimally. And so I'd like to help people focus on building the mind up, disturbing themselves less in order to operate at optimal performance, whatever that is. You can't sleep well if your mind is clouded. You can't be productive at work if your mind is clouded. So the mind, I love acronyms, M-I-N-D. M stands for motivational goal setting. Someone once said that if you don't know where you're going, you might not get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have to be sure that we set our goals very clearly.
Right.
And we are very specific. We measure them. We're sure that the goals we are setting are attainable, they're realistic. We have time frames attached to them. We call them SMART goals, but they're motivational goals. The second thing, the I, is imagery. In preparing for this interview today with you, I sat for a little bit of time and just imagined what it would look like, what it would feel like, what it would sound like. I use my mind to imagine. The third thing is N, natural relaxation. If you're too tense, you can't get anything done.
Yeah.
So the ability to do some meditation, to relax, to breathe in air. I like doing my interviews outside. Outdoors are wonderful. And the last, the D, I call directed communication. Be sure that I'm very focused in the way I'm communicating with myself.
Right.
What am I telling myself about this interview with the illustrious, highly esteemed Dr. Kapoor, all the way in New Delhi? So motivational goals, imagery, seeing it happen, relaxation, and talking, directed communication. M-I-N-D.
Wow, this is amazing. I'm going to keep this in my mind. That mind is what is going to help me in the current times and forever, I believe. Thank you so much, Michael. This has been so informative and so insightful. So before we close this interview, I would like you to just share some final tips with us that can help us be mentally healthy in the times of the current crisis, because the news of people around us dying, suffering is taking a toll on our mental health. And this is something that is disturbing us all. So could you please share some tips with us so that we can deal with the situation better?
The most important tip I can give you is the coronavirus makes you sick. It doesn't get you depressed. It doesn't make you anxious. It gets you sick. You make yourself anxious or depressed. So the most important word is the word regardless. Regardless. Coronavirus is all around us. Regardless, I am not going to upset myself about it.
Wow.
It's bad enough. This disease is all around me. What good will come to me by making myself upset?
Right.
This another point is insisting that life be a certain way. We have to have unconditional self-acceptance, unconditional other people acceptance, and unconditional life acceptance. I don't like coronavirus, but I accept that it's here. And regardless, I am not going to make myself upset. Coronavirus makes me sick. I make me upset. I'm not going to do that. Don't watch so much news. Talk yourself out of worrying. Go for a walk. Surround yourself with positive people. Those are all very helpful ways of being able to thrive through this, not just survive through this.
You're absolutely right that ultimately this is a choice. You're absolutely right that the virus doesn't have the power or the properties to depress me. It is me who is depressing myself, thinking about it constantly. And ultimately we have to tune out a little bit and not watch news all day long. I think that is a very, very, very important suggestion that I would like the viewers to take very seriously. So thank you so much, Michael. This was extremely insightful, and I'm very thankful towards you for taking out your precious time and sharing your wisdom with all of us. And I'm sure that all the viewers are also going to enjoy the interview as much as I enjoyed interacting with you. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kapoor, for having me. I appreciate it so much. And I just hope that your viewers can take one or two little tidbits to help them live life better. And as you know, I'm available on social media, on Facebook, Twitter. People can write to me. They can text me. I answer everyone's questions right away. So I love what I do. It's a passion, as you do. And together, you and I are quite a team.
Yes, we are quite a team, and you are quite an inspiration for me. So thank you once again.
Friends, this interview has been really enlightening for me. And after listening to Dr. Mantell, I feel much better equipped to take care of my mental health during the current distressing times. As Dr. Mantell would have corrected me if he listened to me, that the times are not distressing, we are allowing ourselves to get distressed in the current situation, that we don't have to. So friends, if you found this video useful, please comment, share and subscribe to my channel and spread the word about it. And you know, Dr. Mantell has been gracious enough to agree to answer to all the questions that we might have. So in case you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. Stay healthy, stay happy and stay tuned. And yes, stay indoors as much as possible. Bye and see you soon.